Hi, I'm Patricia, and welcome to my creative space. Today, we are going to be making a cute little snowman face with this cookie cutter shape that is actually a skull. So if you have a large skull, this is what you need. I got mine from Tiny Pandora's boutique, but she no longer carries this cutter, but I know you can find it if you Google it. It's a skull cutter. So the clay I'm using here is Sculpey Ultra Light. It feels a lot like souffle. It's got a real nice texture to it. It's really super light, and it's great for the core of this. So I've baked it already, and it's all ready to cover. So I'm using the frost, I believe that is. It's the glitter. I'm going to go ahead and add even more glitter to this. I want it super glittery. I want a sparkling snowman. So add a little, add a lot, whatever you like. I'm adding a lot. So it's all mixed in, and I am ready to go. I also have just some black here. I think it's actually from scrap clay that I'm using. I can't remember. I actually did this tutorial last year and never got it up. Life happened, and things got crazy. Sorry about that. I forgot to shut my phone off. But I don't remember the thickness on these. It might have been at a 2, I think, on my pasta machine, but I can't remember. Just make sure that they are the same thickness here. Also, I believe I had the ultralight thickness at a setting 0. I do believe I had it at its thickest setting. So I'm just overlapping these. I want to do my cut kind of curved, for his hat on his head. Although I don't think you can really tell that it was even curved. But that's what I did. So I just went through and cut through both of them. That way they line up. And they'll just smooth right into each other. So you can't really tell it's curved, I don't think. Now I'm just going to cut off a lot of this excess around it with my X-Acto knife. This is just to make it easier to work with, because we're going to wrap it actually underneath and around the back. So just trimming that bottom off as well. And I got out my Sculpey Bacon Bond here. And I'm going to try to get some out on here. I'm running low, so it's kind of hard to get out of the bottle. See me fighting with it, of course. But it'll come. There we go. And I take a brush. I start out with a brush and try to brush it on, but it's really honestly just easier if you do it with your finger, if you don't mind getting messy. I was not having a good time with the brush, so I just went to using my fingers. Much easier that way to spread out, and because you don't want it really slick. You just want to make it sticky where the clay is going to stick to it, especially on this ultralight clay. But you don't want it running or anything like that. You just want to make it a little bit sticky. Now I got my pieces. I'll put them back together. sure I don't have any bubbles in there. I got a hair or something there. Now we'll take the hat part, put it back on. I'm just kind of making sure there's no air bubbles there either. Smoothing everything out, making sure that seam is nice and against each other. Now I'm just going to pick it up here and I'm going to start wrapping it around the shape. My black is a lot more forgiving than my white here. You can see me kind of fighting it, trying to get it to go down without cracking. It wanted to crack bad. So I had a fight with that. Trying to make sure I have any air pockets there smoothed out and out of the way, because you don't want to get any air bubbles in this where it's going to really mess it up. So just pushing it under. Just kind of folding it. Don't worry about what it's going to look like. We're going to cut all that off in the back as soon as we're done. So don't worry what it looks like. Just get it folded on the edge real nicely and behind it. Now, no, I did not get the edges done. I totally forgot to do my edges, so you might want to do that when you do this. But I didn't seem to have a problem with it. And with what we did to the back, I don't think it's going to cause a problem. But yeah, you can see my white crack in there, and I had to really fudge with it to get it to wrap around. Just kind of smush it, making sure that everything's all nice and flattened on there. Now here we're just going to take our blade and trim that back off. So no biggie. And we're going to cover the back too as well, so it really doesn't matter. But you want to get as much off of there as you can. Just doing some fine tuning to it there. Now I got another piece of black rolled out. Probably, I honestly can't remember, and I'm sorry, but probably a setting 2, I think, so that it's not too much bigger. I'm just kind of lining things up, making a cut, pull it back off there, and I'm going to cut along that line. I'm building up the rim of his hat is what I'm doing here. I'm going to put that there along that line of where you can see his rim. I'm going to take and just fold that over as well. Just kind of fine tuning it there. I want it to go along that curve real nice. So I'm just going to use my fingers to do that. So I'm going to take and trim that off. Alright, here I'm going to use, I believe it's Crafter's Choice or something like that. It was from Hobby Lobby. I don't even think they carry it anymore. I couldn't even tell you what the name of it is. But it's like a burgundy wine color. I'm going to put another band up above the one we just did. For some pop of color. I probably should have used green. I don't know. That might have been too much with the holly and stuff that I put on it. But I could have used a different color green. But I didn't. I went with this. Maybe I should have used a brighter red or something. But you can do whatever color you like. But this is the color I chose. So I cut it down to the size I wanted. And then I'm just butting it up against that color. And I believe I did this one a little bit thinner than the black band that I did. Maybe a setting 1 if I used a setting 0, but like I said, I honestly can't remember. It's been a year, over a year since I made this tutorial. So I really can't remember what settings I used, and I didn't tell myself in the video, as I usually do, what settings I used. So I'm just folding it around like I did the other ones. So I just grabbed me a silicone brush here, and I'm just going to push it into those nooks and crannies in there, just to get the shape I want. See how I'm just rolling it on there. My finger couldn't really get down in there like I wanted it to, so I got out the silicone brush. Just making sure I get down in there as far as I want to go. Like I said, I'm pretty sure this piece is thinner. I'm sorry, I can't remember what setting. So I'm just going to cut that off. Move that out of the way. Alright. Now here I've got some green, and I'm going to freehand cut some holly leaves. Don't laugh, mine are a little bit funny looking, but I was trying, so did the best I could with what I had at the time. So just used my X-Acto knife to cut out some holly leaves. They look a little funny, but they worked. I'm just gonna kind of fine tune the shape here real quick. Trying to make sure that's what I want, and it is. So I go on to cut out the second one that I want, and we're gonna tuck these up in his hat. It's gonna be so cute. So there's my 2 holly leaves. Just refining the shape here. So I'm going to use my X-Acto knife here, pick it up, and then place them where I want them. Sometimes it's easier to use a tool to get your clay where you want it when they're small pieces like that. So here I've got my red, and I'm going to make these into the little holly berries. So I'm just rolling it into a log about the size I think I'm going to need. Use my X-Acto knife again, and I'll cut it up to make my little berries. And I'm going to put 3 of them on there in a cluster. So there's those. One looks a little bit too big for me though, so I cut it up. just a little bit, cut a little bit off of it. And just lightly roll them into a small little ball. Now normally I have a needle tool, a really fine needle tool that I use to pick up small things like this, but I didn't have it around me, so I just used my finger to pick it up and place it where I wanted it. So I do that. Same thing with the other tool. Sorry about all the clicking. My dog is running around here like crazy because I closed the bedroom door. So put that last one on, and they look so cute. I love it. The holly leaves look a little funny, but I think it's cute. So now I'm just going to take some alcohol here, and I'm going to clean up my white, because messing with the black clay and the white turned my white a little mucky. So I'm just going to take a Q-tip, dip it in my alcohol, and start cleaning it off. Making sure I get as much of that black off of there as I possibly can. So I sped it up so it's not so boring, but you can see how dirty it was. It is very dirty. I'm pretty sure that I had used the black, I can't remember what it's called, the Kato black. There, I think I have a tissue there, wiping it dry. That Kato blackout clay to color some scrap clay. I'm pretty sure that's what I used for the hat. So I'm just trying to get off some fingerprints here. I'm going to take my stylus tool here. I'm going to use the bigger one for his eyes. But before I do that, I'm going to take my X-Acto knife here, and I'm going to give him some eyebrows, marking where I want to put the eyes. Just a little bit of a brow there, just so I know where I want the eyes to go. My first one that I did it for a trade thing. He come out much cuter than this one did. I think it was because of the way I did the eyebrows. Gives them their expression. I think I had him set a little bit cuter than this one, but he's cute. He's still cute. So there I took my stylus and rounded out where I want the eyeballs to go. I'm making the eyebrows a little bit longer. So now I've got my black clay, and I'm just going to roll that out. I get about the size that I want. Now I'm going to take my X-Acto knife, and I'm going to just kind of figure out here how much I need for the eyeballs. I'm rolling, making a little ball with them. Sorry about the noise in the background. My furnace is on. If it's overpowering my voice, I apologize for that. So they're a little big, so I cut them a little bit smaller. Re-roll them. Which I think that Looks good. I might have made him a little bit too big still, but he still came out cute. Having a hard time getting a hold of it. I'm just lightly tapping it down in that spot that I made for the eyeballs. I'll get a little bit of white here. I'm going to roll that out real thin. I'm going to put a little bit of shine on his eye, which you can also use a little bit of paint if you'd prefer to do that, instead of trying to do little white dots. When I look back on it now, I think maybe I should have used paint. It might have come out cuter. I don't know. I was thinking about making a bunch of these one of these days. I got a lot of people that love Snowman. And they're just darn adorable. Didn't plop where I wanted it to, so I'm bringing it over my stylus using the small end to kind of move it over in the spot that I want it. And I just push it down a bit. Now I've got some, I believe that is burnt orange for the nose. I'm gonna just take a slice off here and just off the corner. I'm going to work it and make its little carrot nose. I'm going to use that whole piece. I want him to have a big carrot nose. Just rolling it in a ball. Working it. Now I'm just going to shape it into the shape of a carrot. So you can make it long and thin if you want, or big and fat like I'm making it here. I think it's cute. Place that down. Kind of give it a little nudge there so it's kind of up there at the point. Take my other stylus tool, and this one is too small. I end up grabbing another one because this one's too small, so I grab my blue one, and I'm just pressing down where I want the mouth to go. So I cut off all my slices. Realize it's too big, so I'm going to cut it in half. So each one of these I just cut in half. Roll it and pop it in the spot. He's getting his cute smile going. Now I got my brushes and some old makeup here. And I'm not sure. I will have to look if the brushes are still available in Tiny Pandora's shop. I will link them in the description box below. I'm just gonna blush these cheeks out here a little bit, or a lot of it. I kind of put a little too much rosy cheeks on him, I think. I should have done smaller. Now that I look at it, I don't know why I went so big with it. Got me. I guess I felt like he needed to have big rosy cheeks. So So when I get in front there, when I'm in the way, I'm just blowing off the excess blush off of him. Get his other side, trying to match it up here. Yeah, old makeup is great for polymer clay. Can't do much else with old makeup. Why not use it on your polymer clay, huh? He's so cute with these rosy cheeks. Now I'm going to take some gray, and I'm going to take a little brush. I'm going to add a shadow underneath of his hat. Give it a little bit of dimension there. So I'm just going to speed this up because I'm just adding shadow here. So I go into the darker gray to add more shadow to his face, give him a little bit more dimension. Coming out so cute. Okay, now I'm going to take my X-Acto knife and I'm going to do up this carrot nose with some lines in it to make it look more realistic. Sorry about that, I got something on my clay. Just adding lines, some long, some short, some a little bit heavier than others. Also going from the bottom up. Perfect. Now he's all baked. I put him in the oven for 275 for I think like 35 minutes because we need to do the back, so I didn't want to fully bake him yet. Just enough to harden everything. But I'm taking my nail polish remover and I'm going over the hat, getting rid of the fingerprints that are definitely still left behind. Okay. Now we're going to work on the back here. I got my black clay rolled out. Probably on a setting 4 is what I usually use. So I'll just cut that shape. Flip him over. And I will add my bacon bond to the back of the Santa head. Just like before, just want to make it sticky. Just using my finger instead of the brush because it just did not want to work. Match that up there. I'm setting it on a paper towel to keep anything from happening to the front when I press down with my textures here. So make sure you put it on a paper towel or a towel or whatever you may have to keep that front from getting messed up. Now I'm just taking anything that's hanging over the edge and I'm just pulling it forward to make it blend in. I think it works really well to blend the two sides together, to just pull it over the front. And then I'll go through and texture the sides. pop that back in the oven, and I will bake him at 275 for about 45 minutes. Now I've got him all done, and I'm going to put some matte varnish on top of him, lock everything in, especially the makeup that we put on him, but give him a little bit of shine, not a whole lot, because like I said, it's a matte finish. It's a the one I'm using here is Super Matte, I believe, from Tiny Pandora. I really like it, but she quit carrying it, so whatever matte varnish you got, or you can use something shiny, it's up to you. Filling them up really good here, making sure I get every nook and cranny there. Alright, here we go for putting the hook in him. So here I've got my, I believe they're channel locks. I got these just for doing my small little hooks, and let me tell you, they work great. But before I do it, I decided to get out my little Dremel here, and I'm going to pop a small hole in him just so I got a good starting point. And that helped out so much doing that beforehand, before putting the little screw eyelet in there. So I just push and twist. Very easy. Yeah, I love this tool for this. It's a smaller one, so it works really nice. So just give it a little bit more twist until I get it where it needs to go. Perfect. Now I got all kinds of floss, so went through and found me some green. Then we'll just tie that off and he will be complete. Always have a trouble with the ties. So I forget what that's called, double knot, I believe. That's what I'm doing. So pull it from both directions and then pull it from the other direction. Making sure it's all good and sturdy. I'm going to take my clippers here and just clip that off. And he's complete. He's so cute. What do you think? Is he adorable or what? Little hanging thing. It's so cute. I'm really pleased with how he came out. Got that nice back on there. Got all them sparkles in there because, like I said, it's scrap clay, so you can see all the glitter. But yeah, that really finishes him off real nice. I hope this tutorial was helpful for you. If it was, please like, share, comment, and subscribe to my channel. And I hope you'll join me at my Facebook group. Thanks. Have a nice day.